But Konrad has This Week in Auto History.
He does.
And I think I missed you last week in auto history, and I'm sorry about that.
This week in auto history, the Duryea brothers tested their first car in 1893, making what historians consider to be the first time a U.S.-built gas-powered vehicle was operated in this country. In 1926, Henry Ford announced, and this is why Ford and the UAW were such good buddies, Henry Ford announced an 8-hour 5-day work week for a 40-hour work week. This decision was made by one of the most prominent figures in the automotive industry and far-reaching implications not only for Ford, but for other labor practices worldwide. And with that, now they're wanting a 32-hour work week. And Ford probably will give in to them. Who knows? In 1948, Honda Motor Company was incorporated. In 1957, did you know that Vespa, the motor scooters, they built a car called the Vespa 400. It got in 1957.
I like it.
48 miles to a gallon. The French scooter company introduced the Vespa 400 in Monaco in 1957. The company execs created so much fanfare at the launch, it had invited 3 racing celebrities to a press event to drive it around the Monaco Grand Prix course. The unpopularity of the vehicle wrote its own demise because it was a 2-stroke. So you had to mix gasoline and oil to get it to run, which in today's world won't work.
Yeah. It needs a wing.
It needs a wing.
And a scoop.
The big wing on the back to help you push it. In 1963, the first ads ran for the Chevrolet Chevelle.
All right.
Officially introduced by Bunky Knudsen at a press conference, the Chevelle was the only all-new U.S. car in the 1964 model year. And some people say, well, what about the 64.5 Mustang? Well, it was a 64.5, almost a 65 Mustang. Ford marketed and VINed the first Mustangs as all 1965s. The Chevelle, which is Hebrew for "My God is a vow," or a bold and beautiful, filled the gap between the smaller Chevy 2 and Chevrolet full-size vehicles. And Chevelle was an icon in Chevrolet probably all the way into the upper 80s that they were building Chevelles. So, in the first year, they sold 338,000 units of the Chevelle. And next, if you click one, that is the first ad that came out for the Chevelle. In 1969, this week, the Dodge Challenger hit the market as a 1970 model year. It was a direct response to competition from the other automakers in what's called the pony car market, Ford, Mustang, Chevrolet, Camaro. The Challenger was built on the Mopar E-body platform. Plymouth already had the Barracuda. Dodge didn't have one, so they built the Challenger, which is a slightly longer wheelbase, but basically the same platform. That's This Week in Auto History.
All